first of all, WaterFire changed our psyche. We felt beaten down for a long time. We felt like an empty Rust Belt city that had gone bad and that was dangerous and was sour and was bitter and had nothing to hope for. Well, WaterFire was a major piece of restoring our psychology, of making us proud of our city again, of making us believe in our city again, making us realize that we could do it. And that is one of the most significant changes. You can't measure that in dollars and cents, but anybody will tell you that that kind of renewed vigor in a city creates huge economic prosperity. This is the first thing is people got to believe in themselves and their place, and WaterFire really helped accomplish that. The thing that's amazing about it is it does it in a very personal way. When you come to WaterFire and you sit by the river, something happens that touches something that's deep in our genes. It's down there. I swear one day they're going to find the WaterFire gene down in the human genome project. They're going to locate. Because when our forebears a million years ago were starving, you know, and came upon a beautiful river, and they were thirsty, it meant they could drink. It meant life. It meant life itself. And the fire sheltered them from the cold. And the fire meant that a meal was being cooked and they were going to be fed. And the drums that beat, that communicated to other people in the community. All of these are very primal and touch us deep inside. Well, WaterFire is a combination of those. You sit by a river or a body of water. The fires are lit, and we share them communally. It's like sitting around a huge campfire, you know? And then the music that is played, all of these touch you very deep inside. So what happens is that when people come out for WaterFire, they turn inward and they find something inside themselves that is placid and serene and hopeful. And then when they look around and they see that they're experiencing this with thousands of people they don't even know, and yet everyone has this hushed reverence and is experiencing this moment where they're being touched with something that goes back to their very roots, not just their grandfather or their great-grandfather, but really back a million years to the forebears of humanity. Fire and water and rhythms are something that touch all of us. So it's this amazing pan-cultural event. You don't, if it was a poem, you'd need to know the language or get a translation. You never need to translate WaterFire. WaterFire speaks to everyone. Whatever country you came from, wherever your parents were on the globe and came to America, you don't need to know a language. You don't need to know how to read. You don't need to know how to write. It's really amazing to find an art form that you can experience without the need for any of the higher learning that is part of our lives today. It's higher learning to know how to read, to know how to write, to know how to sing, to know how to play an instrument. Yet, we experience WaterFire on a much more basic level. It comes to us without language even, which is really an astonishing thing. And this is why people who, if they sit at WaterFire and maybe speak 20 different languages, it speaks to all of them. And it brings your community together because people are sitting there saying, you know, I'm seeing the whole world of my city, of my community here with me. There are no box seats. There are no bleachers. There are no cheap seats. There are no, you know, it's all about each person coming to this. You can walk to WaterFire. For the price of bus fare, you can come to WaterFire. And once you're there, everyone's equal. We all share it the same. Nobody got to buy a better seat than anybody else. Everybody just rubs elbows and comes to the river, comes to the water's edge, and experiences this in an incredibly egalitarian way. So it's democracy as we always thought about the way it should be, that we would come out onto the common as families, as friends, and meet the other members of our community as equals. And no one knows when you go to WaterFire how big your house is or how fancy your car is or if you just ate in an expensive restaurant. You know what? Nobody knows any of those things. They just know that you're there sharing in something amazing. And that really is the greatest gift of WaterFire. And that's something beyond economics. It's something that really begins to talk about the foundations of community, which is why it's such a powerful, powerful experience.
Whoa.
I can't go anywhere else.
I feel like I've been to church.
Well, thanks.
That
Very,
was
very
so
well done.